For more than 100 years, it seemed impossible to run a marathon in under 2 hours. But then this guy appeared and proved everybody wrong. Runners attempt Eliud Kipchoge's world record marathon pace.
I've seen this is crazy.
Let's see how long they will last. These people attempted to run the same pace as the marathon world record. Look at that pace!
People are sprinting.
My man just gave up. Luckily, it's a soft landing.
Yes.
The treadmill is known as the tumblator.
Tumblator?
As in, it will make you tumble.
Eliud Kipchoge of Kenya set the world record of 2 hours and 1 minute and 39 seconds.
Which is exactly what the attendees of the 2018 Chicago Marathon Expo attempted to do. Most of these people run like people running away in GTA 5.
In GTA 5, they run a bit weird.
I would probably last like 10 seconds, which is longer than usual. And they looked a bit weird in this video as well, but that's because it's just so fast.
Yes. When he runs a marathon, he's just sprinting.
For 2 hours straight. Which is almost like 21 kilometers an hour, 13 miles an hour.
I cycle to work. My average speed is 19.5 kilometers per hour.
So he runs faster.
He runs faster.
He also ran one in 1 hour, 59 minutes and 40 seconds, a sub 2 hour marathon.
Eliud Kipchoge became the first person ever to run a marathon in under 2 hours.
There's no stopping. So you have to keep going. There's no way you can just fail, give up on yourself.
Fighting.
I'm still sweating. Heart rate's still pounding. I've probably been off of it for like 2 or 3 minutes now.
And I have to say that the ground is also a bit softer, of course, to make this safe, but that doesn't really help with speed. But it does illustrate really well how crazy this speed is. Let's just try to save yourself every single millisecond from falling over.
I was just trying to move my arms so fast so my feet can turn over.
Tactics.
No, tactics. Just moving your arms really fast and hopefully your legs will keep up.
Big brain.
Yes.
Small bit. Okay.
That was a lot of hard work, so I can't imagine the type of practice that you put in to get that done.
So she's talking about the practice, which is really cool because we're all talking about, you did that for 2 hours straight. You're crazy. And he's like, I've been training for this my entire life.
Yes. 2 people before me fell, and I was worried that was actually going to happen to me.
Those who dipped below pace wiped out flying backwards onto cushioned mats, luckily. They are going so fast, they just can't save themselves. Oh, okay, so they have a real pro runner here.
She ran the 400 meter hurdles and the 4x400 meter relay at the 2060 Olympic Games in Rio.
Okay, she can run. She can run.
When I see a challenge, I have to do it. So running
She has to do it.
for that long, that's just unbelievable.
Even she says it's unbelievable that you keep this up for 2 hours.
One 16-year-old compared the pace to his high school 800 meter times.
I think a lot of people could do it. They just have to get in the right mindset. I can only do it for an 800. I can't do it for a mile at all.
But he's talking about keeping it up.
For like a short amount of time.
Eliud Kipchoge is made out of something else.
I want to have that treadmill as well.
I want to have that thing. So what does this look like in real life? Let's see him do it and let's see how he did it.
Eliud Kipchoge ran the first sub 2 hour marathon in history, smashing through a barrier that has stood unrelenting for more than 100 years.
Wait, for more than 100 years? Has it not been forever?
People before running was invented.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh no, the enemy is coming! Shit!
At 6 miles an hour, I can talk comfortably. This is my 10,000 meter pace. At 9 miles an hour, I can't talk without gasping for breath and I can feel my muscles starting to burn. And at 13.1 miles an hour, I'm almost at a full sprint, struggling to maintain my position on the
Minimum
treadmill.
pace.
This is basically how I'd run the 100 meters.
21 kilometers an hour is so fast. For us, that's sprinting. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Everyone else.
It's a marathon and a sprint. Kipchoge. That's so true.
We must ask ourselves, what is the limit?
So over 100 years ago, people probably concluded that it was basically impossible to run a sub 2 hour marathon. He made the impossible possible. And this is how he did it.
In 1991, Michael Joyner, an undergraduate studying physiology, published a paper stating that if a runner had perfect running economy, that in theory, in perfect conditions, they'd be able to run a marathon in just under a 1:58.
So if everything is perfect, the absolute limit is 1 hour, 57 minutes and 58 seconds.
That means we're so close. I have one question. Is this including or excluding the help from others with aerodynamica. They're running in the V shape in front of him, or in some shape in front of him, to make him faster.
I've seen that. You have people running in front of a chute that's sort of shielding the air resistance.
I've seen a guy do this on ice.
A lot of the skepticism about a possible sub 2 hour time comes from the athletes themselves. I believe records are set to be broken. To fall lower is possible, but what remains impossible is running a marathon under 2 hours.
So even runners themselves didn't think it was possible.
The interesting thing about barriers similar to this is that once it's been done once, it seems to happen almost routinely.
You definitely see this more often in sports.
I think it's two things. I think it makes people believe that it's actually possible, and thus they will achieve it a bit faster, but also it just shows that humans are always evolving and getting better. We have never really regressed in anything in terms of sports. I don't think ever.
What's cool about Eliud is that he wasn't always a road runner. He comes from a track background, winning bronze and silver medals in the 2004 and 2008 Olympic Games for the 5,000 meters, a much shorter distance than a marathon.
This man has had lots of different training.
However, for the London 2012 Olympics, he failed to make the Kenyan Olympic team. This may have been the end for his running career had he not pivoted on his failure and made the switch to road running. Just look at this record. He wins everything. So how did he do it? Firstly, Eliud was in top form this year. The numbers from his training camp are almost unbelievable. Up to 140 miles a week. That's a cumulative total of around 5 marathons every week.
5 marathons every week?
It's different when you, for example, take a strength sport where you're sort of limited by your body. Like there's a point where your body is just so sore you need to rest.
All the team did was eat, sleep and run. They trained on hard-packed roads in Kenya too. Twisty, bumpy roads at an altitude of 2,400 meters.
So the oxygen levels are lower because they're training at a high altitude and the road sucks. So you can't really have proper speed, or at least it's not helping.
Of course, that really helps, because then if you have oxygen and you have a good road, you're like whoosh,
Everything feels easy.
He was supported by a team of pace runners. They were there to help Kipchoge run at a very steady pace. They were changed out regularly to ensure everyone was as fresh as possible. Everyone here is an elite athlete. The group followed a pace car to ensure they were exactly on pace. Every detail was accounted for to ensure performance. Even the way water was delivered via bike rather than grabbing it off a table.
I like how everyone in the sport basically decided that this guy was our best chance as a species of beating our record, so they all came together to help him do it. Very cool.
That is very cool.
This is what it looked like.
Look how fast he starts. I would never start a marathon like that.
He's actually there.
What? Yo, that's cool.
Kipchoge practically sprinted at a 4:26 per mile pace and crossed the line with the greatest roar from a crowd I have ever heard. The next generation of runners are born into a new era of the sport, the sub 2 hour marathon era. What is the limit? Perhaps Kipchoge's time is it, perhaps not.
So I believe it is not the limit anymore, because I believe the record has been broken. Oh, Kipchoge's world record did not count as a new world record because of the setup of the challenge. Specifically, it was not an open event. Of course, it was not a real marathon event. It was set up for this purpose. So another athlete, also from Kenya, Kelvin Kiptum, set a men's world record with a time of 2 hours and 35 seconds on October 8th, 2023. This is official. And that's why some people might believe this guy is now the best marathon runner ever, because he's only 24.
What?
He can peak for the next 10 years.
To run fast, it's pretty good to have long legs.
Actually, in the previous episode, people got surgery to get taller, longer legs, and it was pretty interesting. So should you do this or not? I would say no, but check out the episode. Subscribe to my link and hit that bell. And download our free app.